Greenwood Stocks coming at you with another market recap, hot stocks to watch, and some general education. So the markets have been toppy, but still continuing to be bullish. So even though we have some pullbacks, we always want to start with, the SPY. The overall market is telling you that no matter what, it's just going to ignore any bad news at some point and continue to run up. So again, this is a pretty key level, 470 on SPY. And if we break again, then we're likely going to see another big run and another new high. So we're looking at several things. The variant of the Omicron, and it is looking like it's not as big of a deal as people thought it was at first. So people are saying the symptoms are mild, etc., etc. But what we want to do is just pay attention to how the market's reacting. So right now we're getting some decent volume, and we're also breaking above the moving averages, which is good. Again, look at where we were just a couple months ago, thinking that we're gonna end up being in a bear market, and we just go ahead and make new highs. So stocks to watch today. ISIG, this thing is continuing to be a beast. Now again, look at the pattern. I call it the bullish breaking. Whenever you see a big pop, okay, and then you see a big pullback, if the stock can run over the first big move, you got a really good chance at a run up. And so that's what happened. We went to $15. We went from $4 to $15, gap down. This should be the end of a sell-off because this is called an abandoned baby for the most part. And then once we break a new high the next day after a gap up, $15, at $15 you can pretty much stick your money in and be pretty confident. Pull back again to 17 and went to 35. So that's where we're at, all because they said they wanted to explore strategic options for acquisitions. So maybe that was just an excuse for them to run this stock, but nevertheless they did it. So again, we got CNTX late today. All right, this is I believe a new IPO or merge, and again they dropped some news, bam, that this was going to run, or that this was they were giving positive data on early breast cancer at 2021 San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium. So this is a source of really big runners. Remember, GLSI is one of the ones that presented at this very symposium, this very meeting, and we went from $4 all the way to 158 in one day. So too bad they didn't have options, and we would, it would be crazy, 300,000% or something like that. Seriously. So again, we're looking at this. We're looking at these patterns. You have to start trading patterns. When you trade a pattern, then it shows you what happens over and over again, and then that way you can make your bets accordingly. RENN, let's look at big losers. REN, what happened? Court declined to approve a settlement. The settlement was the whole reason why this stock ran up, and now you have a lot of bag holders. Okay, lots of bag holders. So I didn't see this earlier, but now I see this stock can gap down quite a bit more. We had 9 million shares on this move, and here we only have 1 million today. 1.9 million. So when these people get ready to pull their money out or any kind of other bad news, you're going to be looking at a massive sell-off. So we got puts for $5, and we'll see if they get there. IINN, another stock. You got a nice little pop. No options, unfortunately, but again, a gap up and a hole. Once this can, it's a very strong pattern. Once this can get above the previous day's gap up, then we got a chance to move just like we did on ISIG. Okay, so a couple big caps. Lululemon reported, and we're gonna see what happens. This had potential to be a huge gap down. Again, we're looking for the next DOCU. That was a stock that went from 100,000% gain, and again, look at the meltdown. So we got this here. We got Roku, which made a big move, and all of a sudden it fell off. So this is why you gotta take profits. Again, look at the resistance right here. It's 270. Hit 265 and pulled all the way back to 235. This may be a good re-entry point. I'm thinking about getting in here, but again, Roku, what was the news? They found out that they are able to host YouTube again. So yeah, YouTube makes Roku valuable. All right. So then we get a big move up. This move may not be done because, again, remember, this stock was trading at almost $500. So I mean, it's gonna pull back, and if we get 240 again, we may be looking to get another entry. That's pretty much it. Let's talk about LULU. We just wanted to short right here at $44 once it hit 44, and now it's 36. Would have been a nice bag, but again, they have an investigation. Churchill, I believe, for the SPAC that they ended up merging with, and Lucid tumbled after subpoena related SEC investigation. So that's what Churchill Capital was, what it was, CCIV, I believe, and so maybe they did something improperly. Who knows? DWAC, the Trump pump, is a one-hit wonder. It ran yesterday, and Funware, which runs right behind it, ends up selling off just like it does as well. Apple, let's talk about Apple. Last stock of the night, I believe, AAPL. Apple is on a tear, and so again, I'm gonna keep reiterating this. No matter what the short term is, the long term frame is going to tell you the direction the stock is going to go in. So again, I draw trend lines for a reason. Look at these plays. Look at these trend lines. Let's zoom in even more. Look at the support where we're at. Okay. Apple is getting to certain levels and it keeps running. All right. So let's break down here. Again, boom, we get to 190. Look at this, the well-defined support, and then we break support, but we don't hold, so we go right back into this channel. All right. Now we see this long-term resistance. We see here at 157, couldn't break. Pulls all right back down to this long-term resistance. Zoom out. All right. Right here. Long-term resistance. And now we're back on the move up. All right. Bounce off a couple of moving averages. Once we break this long-term resistance way back in September, we break. It may be a pullback, but the general direction is telling you is up. What makes these stocks break out finally? Volume every time. Look at the uptick in volume. We go from getting 50 million shares a day to 150 million shares, almost 200 million shares in one day. Okay, 174 million shares. So that lets us know that we're breaking out, because number one, it didn't pull back below this support, this resistance level. It bounced off of it. Again, this used to be resistance. Resistance becomes support. You see Apple pull back to this 150 level. 150 was the level it couldn't break last time, 157. Bounces, and now it rallied up from 158 to 176. So again, how much are Apple calls up just today? Last couple of days is going to be, tremendous. Some 15%. I'm sure there are a little bit more in different spots. So from 156 all the way to 176, where we're at right now. Let's look at that. 156 in the money. That's going to be somewhere around $2,000. 19, but you got to add 2 decimal places because these are 400 shares. So you get $2,000 a call versus 176. So that's 20. That's $20 out. So 155, 175. So you're 20xing your money. These calls are $120. Okay, and you get calls 20 points from that $2,000. So that's 20x in your money if you buy here at 157 and sell at 176. 20 times your money. You spend 100, you get 2,000. You spend 2,000, well, you do the math. 100,000, 2 million, 1,000, 20,000. Okay. Like, share, subscribe. If you got any questions, give us a shout. Get in our Discord. It's free. We got a premium options channel as well, where I send all my entry alerts, puts, calls, both sides of the trade. If you got any questions, you can email me, greenwoodstocktrading@gmail.com. You can shoot me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. We also have a trading cell in the description. And see you on the green side.